Hi, folks. So this Sunday we are continuing to look at a letter from Paul, the guy that we talked about last week, a letter that he wrote to a community in Philippi, which was an ancient community in the ancient Mediterranean. Now, in this letter, he talks about imitating Jesus, imitating Christ. And, the kids in our Sunday school are probably going to be familiar with this idea of imitation. They may have, played copycat with a sibling, either, or they've been copied by somebody else, or maybe in some ways they've tried to imitate sports heroes or celebrities or different musicians that they've heard about. But the way that Paul talks about imitating is a little bit different in the sense that often we imitate people and we want to emulate those really amazing things about them. But Paul talks about how Jesus, even though Jesus had all this power given to him, Son of God, that whole deal, the power that Jesus had, he kind of divested himself of it. He entered into the human condition and lived with the weaknesses of what it means to be a human being, and didn't regard himself as being this hoity-toity type person, but rather lived humbly as a servant. And that's an important message for us to be able to hear, not just our young people, but I think for all of us, because often we are thinking about, okay, how can I be the best, or how can I do the best job, and how can I earn my way to the top? But the call of Jesus is something different. It is the call to be vulnerable enough to allow God's love to work through us and to be open to that love. And, even though it seems like, okay, it's not this earning moving towards the top, it's not always easy to live life humbly. We all struggle with it. I struggle with it. I think every human being does. But we're called again, and again to look at the way that Jesus, the most powerful, ended up entering into that humility, and that became the greatest point of love, both through the emptying of himself in the cross, and then even through his resurrection, this resurrection body that still held the wounds of the different things that had happened to Jesus during his life. So we're going to look a little bit about what it means to be humble and to be able to share in that love through that humility. So hopefully this is a helpful introduction for you folks for this Sunday. Looking forward to seeing you then on this coming Sunday, and God bless.